Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving straight into the very first question you'll face on your GCSE English language paper. Now, it looks super simple, right? But trust me, mastering this is absolutely the key to unlocking a grade 9.
Okay, so let's get into it. You open the paper, you see this question, list 4 things about Rosie. 4 marks. And you're probably thinking, phew, easy start. But hold on. Hiding in plain sight right here is one of the biggest traps on the whole paper.
And look, the trap isn't just about the 4 marks you might drop here. The real danger? It's the time. We're talking 5, 6, maybe even 7 minutes just gone. And that's time you absolutely desperately need for those chunky, high-mark questions that come later on.
So what do a lot of students do? Well, the grade 3 approach is to kind of slowly read through, find a sentence that looks about right, and then just copy the whole thing out, word for word. It's slow, it's clunky, and honestly, it's what keeps people stuck in the lower grades.
So let's completely flip that on its head. Let's start thinking with a grade 9 mindset. To nail this, you've got to ask yourself, what is the examiner actually looking for here? And the answer is Assessment Objective 1, or AO1. It's all about how well you can identify and interpret information in the text.
Success on this question really boils down to this super simple formula: accuracy plus speed. That's it. You've got to find the right stuff and you've got to do it fast. If you can master those 2 things, you are well on your way to a top grade. Let's talk about accuracy. It means you're hunting for 2 different kinds of clues. First up, you've got the explicit stuff. This is the information that's written right there on the page, plain as day. But then, you've got the implicit details. These are the ones that are more suggested or hinted at. You have to do a little bit of detective work for those. And finding that implicit information, that's a skill called inference. Now, don't let the word scare you. All it means is reading between the lines. You just take the clues the writer gives you and make a quick, smart conclusion. And that skill right there is what separates simple listing from real grade 9 analysis.
Right. So the big question is, how do we get both accurate and fast? Well, there's a system for it. I call it the AO1 precision drill. It's a step-by-step method that pretty much guarantees you'll bag all 4 marks in the shortest time possible.
It's a simple 4-step process. Ready? Step 1, literally draw a box around the lines the question tells you to look at. This stops you from wandering off. Step 2, scan. Don't read every word. Just let your eyes scan for keywords about your subject, in this case, Rosie. Step 3, select 4 different, precise details. And step 4, this one is so important. Just jot them down as quick points. Do not copy out full sentences.
All right, enough theory. Let's actually see this drill in action. We're going to apply this exact 4-step plan to that Rosie question from the beginning.
Okay, so imagine I've just drawn my box around these lines on the exam paper. Now, I'm just scanning for Rosie or things about her. My eyes are just jumping from clue to clue, ignoring all the filler. So what can we pull out of here? Let's see. And boom, there you go. 4 laser-focused points. See how short and to the point they are? She is standing at the sink. That's explicit. It says it right there. She feels overwhelmed. That's a quick, easy inference. We've got our 4 marks. And that should take you seconds, not minutes.
This right here. This brings us to the key difference between a grade 3 and a grade 9. It's a skill examiners have a special name for: judicious selection. And it all comes down to how you pick out and write down your points.
This slide shows what I mean perfectly. On the left, you've got low-level listing. That's just copying a whole clunky sentence. But on the right, that's judicious selection. A grade 9 student pulls out the 2 key bits of information from that same sentence. She is tired, and she drove from London. See the difference? It's clean, it's precise, it's so much more efficient. So here's the main takeaway. Your job is to be a detailed detective, not a sentence copier. The people marking your paper are literally trained to look for this. They want to reward students who can select judiciously. Every single detail you pick has to be sharp, to the point, and prove you actually get what the text is saying. And you know, the best thing about the precision drill is that it's not a one-off trick. It's a system you can use again and again. So here's a totally different text. This one's about an old man. We apply the same 4 steps: box off, scan, select, jot down, and boom, 4 perfect, concise points. It just works every single time. So you might be thinking, why are we spending all this time on this tiny 4-mark question? Because it's not really about the 4 marks. It's about how you start your exam. Think of it as your launch pad for the whole thing.
Here is your first non-negotiable for exam day. You are going to get 4 out of 4 on this question. No excuses. Securing these marks right at the start gives you this incredible boost of confidence. It sets you up to feel good about the rest of the paper.
And here's your second non-negotiable. Get it done in under 5 minutes. And that includes the reading time. When you master this drill, you're not just getting marks, you're literally banking precious time that you can spend on those bigger, trickier questions later on.
So, let's wrap this up. What have we learned? The AO1 precision drill gives you accuracy, it gives you speed, but way more important than that, it gives you confidence. You get to walk into that exam knowing you've already got marks in the bag and time on the clock. It's a huge advantage.
Think of this first question as your warm-up. It's training your brain to read with that sharp, selective detective's eye. You've just secured the first 4 marks with precision. The real question is, how are you going to take that same focus and use it to conquer the rest of the exam?